Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is your teacher, Jorge Brenes. I'm going to explain today's topic through a video in my computer. I hope that you find it useful. Okay, the topic for today is talking about the past. The objective is to talk about activities in the past using the simple past tense and the present perfect tense through the completion of different tasks. We're going to focus only on the simple past tense and not on the present perfect. That's going to be for next class. So I'm going to start right away. This presentation you will see it in the aula virtual. Okay, so we have some examples first here. What did you do yesterday? I played soccer yesterday. That's simple past. I played soccer yesterday. Yo jugué, right? That's simple past. More examples. What did you do yesterday? Again, the same question, but a different answer. I cleaned my room. Cleaned. Listen to the pronunciation carefully. Cleaned. Clean in present. Cleaned in the past. Yo limpié, right? The question is also in simple past tense. What did you do yesterday? Did is the auxiliary that indicates question. One more example. What did you do yesterday? Paint a picture is the activity, and the sentence or the answer to the question is I painted a picture. I painted a picture. That's the answer. Yo pinté. Right, that's simple past. Simple past tense, we have the regular simple past tense with regular verbs and also with irregular verbs. Here we have the regular verbs, and the most common rules that we have are base form of the verb plus ed. For example, walk, caminar, walked, caminé. Okay, walk is the base form, and if you add ed, you get the simple past form of the verb, walked. One more example, play, played, in simple past. We have another rule here. If there are verbs ending in e, you only have to add d. For example, like, liked, move, moved. Okay, the spelling, in terms of spelling, you only add d. Okay, and we also have verbs ending in a consonant plus y. For example, in this case you have to change the y for an I plus the ed. For example, carry, and in simple past that would be carried. Llevar, llevé. Carry, carried. Study, studied. Estudiar, estudié. Okay, here we have the rules for simple past in positive or affirmative, negative, and question form. We're going to focus on this one, the second one. I graduated from university. This is affirmative or positive, something that I say that it's true. I graduated from university. Yo me gradué, right? Graduated. In negative, I have to say I didn't graduate. Notice that the verb goes in base form because we're using didn't. When we use didn't, we don't have to use ed. The didn't word indicates past tense. I didn't graduate. Yo no me gradué, right? Question form, did they watch a movie? That's a different verb. Did they watch a movie? Ellos vieron una película. Did indicates question, okay? And we put it before the subject. The subject is they, so we put did before the subject. Did they? As in all cases here. Did he, did she, did the police, did we, did you, did they, did I. Okay, that's for questions. We use all the subjects or all the personal pronouns with did. Okay, one more example here with a regular verb. This one. They watched a movie yesterday. They watched a movie yesterday. That's in simple past. In affirmative. In negative, they didn't watch a movie. Watch in base form, okay? Because we're using didn't. Question form, here we are going to use this question. Did she study in the library? Did she study in the library? That's a question. Again, the verb goes in present or in its base form because we're using did to indicate questions. In other words, guys, we are going to use the ed only in positive sentences or affirmative sentences. The rules that we have here, ed in all the verbs, are going to be used only in affirmative sentences. For negative, we have didn't, and for questions, we have did. Okay, and the verb goes in its base form. Okay, now let's look at number 1 here. This is a special case. This is a different one because it has an irregular verb. Met is the past of meet. Meet means encontrarse, conocer a alguien en la calle o en cualquier lugar. Okay, so this one, he met his wife 6 years ago. Él conoció o se encontró a su esposa hace 6 años. Met is the simple past form of meet. Vean que no sigue la regla, el met no sigue la regla de lo que acabamos de estudiar. Tiene una forma diferente que vamos a ver aquí. Meet, encontrar, conocer a alguien. El pasado sería met. Si yo digo I meet people, eso es el presente. To say that in past, I have to say I met people on the street, for example. Yo conocí gente en la calle. Yo conozco gente, yo conocí. ¿Por qué no sigue la regla? Porque este es un verbo irregular. No se le puede agregar ed para formar el pasado. ¿Qué se tiene que hacer? Aprenderse las formas de memoria. Aprenderse todas las formas de estos verbos irregulares de memoria. La buena noticia es que no son tantos en comparación a la cantidad de verbos que hay, la cantidad de verbos regulares que hay. Irregulares podemos tener 200 por ahí, mientras que regulares tenemos más de 1000. Pero sí se los tienen que aprender, de memoria, que ahorita les voy a dar una lista pequeñita aquí mismo en la presentación. Okay, what is an irregular verb? An irregular verb is any one that doesn't follow the standard rule of making a verb past tense. Lo que les acabo de explicar. What is the standard rule? The standard rule is to add ed to a verb to make it past. For example, want, here, want, and in simple past we say wanted. Want, querer, yo quiero, I want, yo quería o yo quise, I wanted. That's the standard rule, right? Rolled in past, the standard rule. But in this case, irregular verb, an example of an irregular verb is begin. The simple past form is began. It's a different form. No le podemos agregar aquí ed, porque si no estaría malo. Write, escribir. Wrote, escrito. Perdón, escribí. If I say I wrote, yo escribí. I write, yo escribo. ¿Cuál es un error común? Voy a mostrar. Como yo me aprendo que la regla común es agregarle ed al verbo, a veces nos ponen un verbo irregular y decimos esto. Write it. Eso lo hacen los bebés, por ejemplo, cuando están aprendiendo a hablar allá en Estados Unidos, o cualquier bebé que esté aprendiendo inglés como su primera lengua. Ellos cometen el mismo error que nosotros podríamos cometer al pensar de que todos los verbos se manejan igual en pasado. Pero esto ya lo estamos aprendiendo, que esto está mal. Tenemos que aprendernos la forma correcta y diferente del pasado de write, que sería wrote. Ok, wrote. Sorry. Ok. Espero que ya me hayan entendido lo de verbos irregulares. Por eso es que aquí se dice he met his wife 6 years ago. Él conoció, porque met viene de meet. Otro ejemplo, you went, this one. You went to the bed early. Went viene del pasado, es el pasado de go. Ok. Yo me tengo que aprender que went pertenece a go y que el pasado de go es went, el simple past. A la hora de hacerlo negativo, vean que vamos a poner el verbo en su forma base, en presente. Porque aquí lo que indica, el didn't, indica que la oración es en negativo. You didn't go to the bed early. You went to bed early. You went to the bed early. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo sería esto en pregunta? Aquí usamos el did y el you. Lo ponemos antes del you. Did you go to the bed early? Recuerden que el verbo siempre se pone en su forma base si estamos hablando o haciendo oraciones negativas o interrogativas. Si estamos hablando en oraciones afirmativas o positivas, vamos a utilizar el verbo en pasado, ed o su forma irregular. Okay, here we have a list of irregular verbs. This is a very, very simple list, very basic list. We have, for example, the verb to be is irregular, ser o estar. In the past is was, were. In the past participle, this column here, we're going to study it next class. Don't worry about this column. We're going to focus on this. For example, the verb buy, comprar, bought in simple past. I buy, yo compro. I bought, yo compré. You have to learn this by heart. You have to memorize it. This is one of the things or aspects in English that requires time. So my recommendation, guys, is that you learn, you start right away learning some verbs. You can make some flashcards and paste them on your on the walls of your bedroom or somewhere to study and to learn the forms of irregular verbs in the past. Here, okay, next. Here we have a practice for you. I give you a practice to make negative sentences in past. I'm sorry, this is the next section. Simple past practice. What did you do yesterday? Your sentence can be positive or negative. Here, okay, I give you the verb and the complement. Watch TV. What did you do yesterday? Watch. Watch is a regular verb. Okay, so I'm going to write I watched TV. That's one option. Or the other option is I didn't watch TV in negative, right? Notice that we use ed because the sentence is in affirmative. Okay? And you do the same. Have. Have is an irregular verb. Okay? I already know that by heart. Maybe it's here. Let's see if it's... No, have is not here. But I know that have is irregular. So, the sentence would be like this. Let's check. I had a shower. I had a shower. Negative. I didn't have a shower. I didn't have a shower. Nada, you say, profe, pero ¿cómo voy a saber si es regular o irregular? ¿Cómo hago? Tiene que aprenderse la lista que le voy a dar, no esta que está aquí en la presentación, sino tiene que revisar los verbos en la lista que les voy a subir a la aula virtual. Ahí va a estar la lista de verbos irregulares, una lista más completa, más grande, que les recomiendo que vayan estudiando de una vez porque se requiere tiempo y generalmente si preguntamos eso en los exámenes, entonces es muy importante que se lo sepan. Okay, so this is for you to practice at home. You just continue playing with the verb. Buy, speak, eat, play. You have to be careful if the verb is regular or irregular. Here you have a practice for negative. Let's do number 2. You jumped high. You jumped high. In negative would be you didn't jump high. Okay, number 2 here. You jumped high. Negative, you didn't jump high. This is pretty easy because you only have to take into account that you have to use didn't and the verb in base form, in its present form, let's say. This is for negative. And practice for questions. Let's do number 1. Here you have the subject and the verb. Go. Where in for questions do you remember that we have to use did? You remember that? So we're going to say, we're going to keep where in its position. Where did you go to school? Did you go to school? Where did you go to school? That's number 1. You do the rest. And here I have a summary that has some Spanish. Afirmativo, I played, yo jugué. Interrogativo, did I play? Yo jugué. Negative form, I didn't play, yo no jugué. Alright guys, I hope that you find this video useful. If you have further questions, you can use the chat or the email to communicate with me and clarify the questions that you might have. Bye bye.